Welcome to tonight's video on Unit 3, Topic 5, Modeling with Functions. Here we go. All right, so basically some word problems. So the first one, a car rental agency charges $200 per week plus 15 cents per mile to rent a car. It says express the cost of 1 week car rental, C of X, so the cost is the Y, basically. The cost is the Y. And then as a function of the number of miles driven X, so that's the independent variable. So C of X is equal to, basically it's 0.15, 15 cents per mile, plus $200, because you automatically have to pay $200 per week, and then 15 cents per mile. So a car was driven 125 miles during a week rental. What was the total cost of the rental? So basically you're trying to find C of 125. So 0.15 times 125 plus 200. So 125 times 0.15 gives you 18.75 plus 200. So it gives you $218.75. All right, then the cost for a 1 week rental was $320. How many miles were driven? So you're going to set 320 equal to 0.15x plus 200. So then you're going to subtract. So you get 120 equals 0.15x divided by 0.15. So you get, it's 800 miles. So you'll say 800 miles. So 800 miles were driven. All right, so the next question says, a machine produces open boxes using rectangular sheets of metal, measuring 15 by 8 inches. The machine cuts equal size squares of size X from each corner of the rectangular sheet and then shapes it into the metal into an open box top like this, by turning up the sides. So it says, what are the dimensions of the open top box? Well, first of all, the rectangular sheet is 15 inches by 8 inches, but then you cut the X's from each corner. So then the dimensions here would be 8 minus 2x and then 15 minus 2x. Right? So the length, you'll say, is 15 minus 2x. The width is 8 minus 2x. And then the height is just x, right? Because the height is just what you fold up. The volume, remember, is length times width times height. So the volume is equal to 15 minus 2x times 8 minus 2x times x. So it says, what is the domain of this function? And the domain, well, remember, it has to be greater, each side has to be greater than 0. So let's make 15 minus 2x greater than 0, 8 minus 2x greater than 0, x minus is greater than 0, So x is less than 15 halves, or 7.5 if you want to use decimals. Here it's negative 2x is greater than negative 8. So when you divide by negative 2, remember you have to flip the inequality, so x is less than 4, and x is greater than 0. So remember, it has to work for all lengths, so it has to be less than 4 and greater than 0. So the domain is between 0 and 4. So the volume of the box when you have a square 2 inches cut from the sheet metal, so the volume when you have 2 inches cut is 15 minus 2 times 2 times 8 minus 2 times 2 times 2. So it's equal to 15 minus 4 is 11 times 4 times 2. So it's equal to 44 times 2, 88 cubic inches. All right, so you have 200 feet of fencing to enclose a rectangular garden. Express the area of the garden as a function of its width. So you have 200 feet. So remember, area is equal to length times width, right? So you have 200 feet. This is the perimeter. The perimeter is 200. And let's say that we call this y, just for the heck of it. The length. So we know that 2x plus 2y is equal to 200. So in terms of x, y would be 200 minus 2x is 2y. So you divide everything by 2, and y equals 100 minus x. So in terms of x, the length is 100 minus x. So the area is x times 100 minus x. That's the function. The domain, well, I know x has to be greater than 0. And I know 100 minus x has to be greater than 0. So if I solve this one, I get negative x is greater than negative 100. I get x is less than 100. So it's between 0 and 100. That is your domain. So when the width is 30 feet, so the area when the width is 30, that is 30 times 100 minus 30. So it's equal to 30 times 70, which is 2,100 square feet. All right, that concludes our video for this evening. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in class. All right, have a good evening.